everybody, and welcome to Week 17 of the 2024 and 2025 NFL season. I'm your host, Catherine, and you're on the Blind Canadian Cat YouTube channel. I say meow and I roll intros, and we are running behind. The holiday season's been keeping us busy, so we've already missed out on the 2 Wednesday games, but hopefully let's get this one out before the Thursday night game hits, even though there's a good chance ain't nobody gonna watch it. It is what it is. But let's get this on the roll. We're going to make this a quicker video, just because the holidays are busy and we're already behind, so we're just going to rapid fire through all this. Starting off with last week's results, 11-5 straight up. 8-7-1 against the spread, our first push of the year. It's like I was wondering where some of these spreads I'm getting, we have not ran into a push yet. This is our first push, and we only have 2 weeks to go. So, surprise, surprise to me. Push, Minnesota did only beat Seattle by 3. Even though there was a plenty of points in that game where you thought Seattle was going to run away with it. Or may not run away with it, but take it. But, outside of that, other thing that was right on, New England would cover, and New Orleans would not. I told you, Buffalo would not cover that 14, but Green Bay would. Buffalo's blah blah blah, and divisional games, whatever. Saints have absolutely nothing, and it literally showed to the point where even I don't want to say I'm surprised, because I wanted to give benefit of the doubt, but even then they showed me there was no benefit of the doubt to give, because even when you get shut out like that, it tells me a lot. There is not. This New Orleans team has nothing. So when they play good teams, they're gonna get an ass whipping, and that's what happened. And then Tennessee straight up. At this point, I would have to really fumble the bag pretty damn bad for me to go below 500. So I think we are all set to finish above 500 in the regular season in all 3 categories. And I don't know if I've had a season where I was above 500 in all 3. So that's a W in my book. Go me, go team. I have a vague idea of how these games are going. And I like it. I like it. And let's hopefully see if I can keep this momentum up and finish strong on this season. Again, the Wednesday games I wasn't able to get into in time, but I have the Twitter post. I did take the Chiefs, I did take the Ravens, I did take both of them to cover. And I can't say I was expecting the games to go the way they did. I figured the opposing, both Pittsburgh and Houston, would put up more of a fight, being home teams. Figured a little more of a fight, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. We made it work out in the end. But going on to Thursday, I'm taking Seattle's win. There's no contest. This Chicago team is just ready to get to the offseason. Thomas Brown knows he's not going to keep his job. Half these players just don't care. So I'm taking Seattle. They need this win. 4.5, little high. But again, it's a Bears team who I think is checked out. Now, if Seattle can be the team that we saw this week against Minnesota, 4.5 should not be a problem here. But it is what it is. Seattle 4.5, blah blah blah. And then to the Saturday games, Chargers over the Patriots. The 4.5 does scare me a little, because again, it might just be a divisional game, so I don't want to put too much emphasis into that. But this Patriots team, they happen to have a quarterback, so we'll see where they go the rest of the year. Or the rest of the roster. But they got a quarterback. They're feeling comfortable. See if they can keep this game competitive against the Chargers. But we'll see. Chargers clinch a playoff spot with this win, and I think they do it. I think they handle business. This next game will be interesting, though. It's the Bengals and the Broncos. Broncos are also in a win-win scenario. Bengals need to win out, and then a lot of things to go in their favor to steal that spot from Denver. Bengals will have lost to the Chargers, so the Bengals cannot usurp the Chargers. So it is worthy to keep an eye out for that. I'm taking Cincy though, and I really wish this look would have got to 3.5 because I would have taken. I don't know why. I get why, but at the same time, I don't get why Cincinnati's the favorite here. Like, admittedly, if I made the line, I probably would have made like Denver -2, because like it still pays respect to Cincy. But I think if this game were in Denver, Denver would be a 3-4 point favorite. But since it's in Cincy, they're giving them the -3 push benefit of the doubt. And again, would it surprise me if the Bengals won this game? No. Would it surprise me if Denver won this game? No. I just feel like Denver's the better team, so they should be awarded the points. But I digress. Give me Cincy and then give me the cheap ass. Take the Broncos +3. I'm definitely going to win one of those. But it wouldn't surprise me if I won both. This feels like a game that's going to be very close. Either way. Rams over the Cardinals. It's not official, but if they do win this game, the likelihood the Rams win the division, it will be submitted here. They have a very weird thing going on where strength of victory is a tiebreaker that might settle it for them. I don't have the teams off the top of my head, but I've made comments about it. I've talked about it to other people. It's something along the line. There are 6 teams, meaning 12 games in total, and at least 4 of them need to be won by those 6 teams. So 4 of the 12 games, bare minimum, need to be won by these 6 teams. Which is definitely possible. It's definitely possible. But either way, Rams win here, but I'll give Arizona the respect. Now that there are no expectations, since Arizona's been eliminated, it won't surprise me if they tried a little bit in this game. It wouldn't. Especially best with a division rival. Who knows? But there's a good chance Arizona might be checked out too. It can go either way. And then we head over to the Sunday games. I'm taking the Eagles still. Jalen Hurts is more than likely not going to play in this game. More than likely not going to be able to clear concussion protocol. So it's going to go to Kenny Pickett. And this feels like a spot where Dallas, with nothing left to play for, randomly winning games for no reason, could come up and win this game. But I still think Philly 1-52-53 is a better team. So even with Kenny Pickett, this is probably going to be a low-scoring affair. Dallas doesn't have CeeDee Lamb. It's low-scoring. That's why I'll take Dallas +7, because this could very well end up being a 10-7, 9-6, that kind of game. 14-10. It could very well end up being that kind of game. Look for Saquon to get all the touches because he is trying to chase the NFL record for rush yards. He needs to average like 130-something per game. And with Kenny Pickett throwing, there's not going to be a lot of opportunities. No offense, Kenny. So look for Saquon to be big. He's going to have to be if they want to win. Although, Philly could just be content resting players anyway, because the likelihood they get the 1 seed is unlikely, and you're not going to move from the 2 seed, so maybe it's better to just start resting everybody up. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Eagles win, Cowboys cover. Colts, and again, at this point, I don't care what team you give me. I'm making everyone a favorite over the Giants. I gave New Fix. I'll lay the 7.5. I'm not proud of it, but I will because the Giants have nothing. Because the Raiders decided to be decent and beat the Jags for whatever reason, I'm going to pick them to beat the Saints because, again, I have no faith in the Saints. Speaking of another game that's probably going to hit the under, this shit, I hope, is at 35 or lower because these teams on a normal day probably don't get to 20 each. Playing each other. Now, could they both get to 30 because both defenses are awful? Possibly. But give me the Raiders because I'm not betting the Saints team. I'm not. And the Raiders want to win games out of nowhere, apparently. Bills to win, Jets to cover. Admittedly, as a biased Ravens fan, I am manifesting the Jets winning this game to force Buffalo's hand a little bit. But I don't think that'll happen. Bills win this game, they rest starters for Week 18. But if they lose, they'll have to play, because they'll have the Ravens on their tail for the division. Which, Bills should easily win one of two of these games. They realistically should win both of them, no problem. But we'll see. We will see. Titans over Jags. Jags piss me off, so fuck the Jags. I'm not touching them. Bucks over Panthers, but Panthers have been on a bit of a roll lately. And, considering Tampa just kind of no-showed during the Cowboys game, who's to say they're going to show up during the Panthers game? Now, they need Atlanta to lose, because without that, it's just kind of game over. But I mean, realistically, you can. If they lose, it's over. It's over. But Carolina, I don't think will go down without a fight. So, Panthers to keep this an interesting game. Would not be too surprising if they won, but I'm taking Tampa, because they should be able to handle business. Dolphins take care of Browns. If the Browns are going to start DTR again, I have nothing to say. I like the Packers over the Vikings, because again, by the thing, I've been on the Packers hype all year long, and I want to be a better team, and I want them to have the expectation. I think beating a team like Minnesota here, in their building, would give them the confidence they need to do a playoff run. I think it would help tremendously. If they lose this game, they're not going to have the confidence they need to go beat up on potentially a Philly in the first round or Detroit in the first round. They need this win for morale's sake, so I'm giving it to them. Minnesota's still playing with house money, so even if they lose this game, probably out of contention for the first seed, but it is what it is. So yes, Packers here. Turns over Falcons, good job Penix. You're something there, we know, we give you credit. But now you're playing a real team, and Commanders need this to lock up a playoff spot. So I expect them to play, I expect them to win, I expect them to do their thing, and not think twice about it. Sorry, Penix. And Lions over the Niners. Kind of surprising the spread's this low given everything the Niners have gone through. But you never know. You never know. Roll back to this way, because you gotta keep it interesting. Recap everything. For the Wednesday games, I took the Chiefs over the Steelers, easy peasy. Ravens over the Texans, easy peasy. And then for tonight's game, Seattle over Chicago. The Saturday games, Chargers cover against the Patriots. Bengals, but cheeky cover on the Broncos because they're a 3-point underdog in this game. Rams, Cards cover, keep it close. Eagles win, Cowboys cover. Colts dominate the Giants. Raiders do what they need to do against the Saints and ruin their draft pick even more. Bills over the Jets. Titans upset the Jags. Bucks keep it close against Panthers. Dolphins dominate the Browns. Packers get a statement win against the Vikings. Commanders take care of business against the Falcons. Lions do what they need to do against the Niners. If these games results end the way they do, then the Lions will be locked into the 1 seed, so that game won't matter. But you almost want the Vikings to win, so that way that Week 18 game does matter. And you know the NFL wants that too, because that would mean that's their Sunday night right there. The NFL is praying both the Vikings and the Lions win. They are praying, because they want that for their Sunday night. They absolutely do. But we shall see. We shall see. I really have nothing to talk about for fantasy. I had 6 leagues. 2 of them made the playoffs. Neither won a playoff game. So, in the end, it don't matter. I will say, for one thing though, in the LOA, even though I finished as the last seed, I won my first consolation round, meaning I will not be deemed the Sacco in the LOA. And that's all I care about. Got that accomplished. Got a good draft pick for ENT & Co. And now in the professionals, I just wait and cross my fingers that Chris wins the championship, so that because I have his second round pick, so I can get 13. It's 2 picks in the top 13. Instead of a 13 or 14, so I win either way. But the 13's better. 13's better. And with that, that is all from me. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow me on my Twitter, Canadian Cat CP, Instagram, Blind Canadian Cat, Blue Sky, Blind Canadian Cat. Hop into my Discord, follow me on Twitch. And that's all for me. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas, even though it's past Christmas now. And with that, I will catch you all in the next video. Choose peace, accept love, have big trust. Thank you, Amanda, for this awesome Christmas present. 2024 champions. Sabrina, my goat. Goodbye, everyone.